this is Gene Veno at the Pennsylvania Chiropractic Association, today reporting at PCA News and Views. Hello, and today on our program we have Auditor General Jack Wagner. Hello, Jack.
Hi, Gene. How are you today?
Great. It's an honor to have you here today. I see that you are running for governor, but before we get into that, can you just tell me who is Jack Wagner?
Jack Wagner is an ordinary guy that has been fortunate to be an elected official, the Auditor General of Pennsylvania for the last 5 years, and also an elected official in previous positions, state senator for 10 years, a member of Pittsburgh City Council for 10 years also, and also the president of the council the last 4 of those 10 years. But Gene, my background's a humble background. I grew up in the city of Pittsburgh, had 2 great parents, a good family, 2 brothers, grew up in a city neighborhood, same neighborhood I live in today with my wife, Nancy, and our 2 children, Luke and Sarah. Went to a parochial grade school in the neighborhood, a public high school, came out of high school, went to work for the local power company, Duquesne Light Company, actually as a mail boy and a meter reader initially. And at that time, there was the draft.
Yes, that was right around our time. That was exactly right, 71, 72.
And I was about to be drafted. I did not go straight into college. And I joined the Marine Corps with a number of buddies under a 2-year program. And 6 months later, I was an infantryman in Vietnam. So I was wounded in Vietnam, was seriously wounded.
I did not know that.
And was fortunate to have survived the experience. Came back to Pennsylvania, spent 5 months in Philadelphia Naval Hospital recuperating, and came out of that hospital and got a medical discharge from the Marine Corps. Started to put my life back together, went back to work, started night school at Point Park University.
Excellent. And
then went full-time at Indiana University of Pennsylvania under a new program called Safety Management. When the Occupational Safety and Health Act passed at the federal level, a new program was created in the early 70s, and I ended up with a degree, a Bachelor of Science degree in Safety Management. While I was in college, I worked as a paramedic, so I had 2 years in the healthcare field, but then actually worked, and this is all prior to coming into government, as a safety engineer. For Continental, National, and American Insurance Company, helping companies reduce accidents, setting up their safety programs, setting up their fleet programs. So my understanding of the whole healthcare field is more in the preventative area.
Excellent.
Which is quite interestingly tied in directly with chiropractic medicine.
I understand you're a friend of chiropractic. Before we go there, I want to compliment you first on your excellent career in the history. I did not know a lot about your background, and I think that is just tremendous. You're a veteran, and we're honored that you served our country the way you did, and I did not know as injured in service. That's a testament to you.
Well, I was fortunate. I was very fortunate.
It was a tough time. We grew up at that time.
Yes, it was. A very controversial time in America.
Absolutely. I also want to compliment you as senator. I came before your office many times, and I was representing various different healthcare groups, and one of them was chiropractic, and you were open arms, welcome me all the time, and I want to thank you for that, and I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, I understand your role in chiropractic. Have you been a part of the chiropractic profession in terms of being a patient?
Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, Dr. Grice with Grice Chiropractic in Pittsburgh, I have visited probably a number of times over the years. I've had some back issues.
Sure. We all do.
Some related to my injuries in Vietnam, and it kind of my one leg's a little shorter than the other, creates a little bit of an imbalance in my back. But I've gotten great care, chiropractic care in my lifetime, and what I have always appreciated about going to a chiropractor is really the very holistic approach to wellness.
Absolutely.
And I want to tell you a quick, good story. My son Luke, who's 21 years old, about 5 years ago, he was playing football for his high school team, and he had repeatedly was cracking his neck.
You can't do that.
He was, and it bothered me every time he did it. And I said to Luke, Luke,
don't do it.
Come with me to see my chiropractor. So we went to Dr. Grice, and Dr. Grice, I told him about it. Dr. Grice, in 2 visits, corrected my son from cracking his neck.
Sure.
As a result of that, obviously he's a healthier person
Sure.
and will not develop arthritis in his neck as a result of it,
You
or
got it.
possibly other conditions. So that holistic approach to health care with chiropractic medicine is vitally important to all of us.
And I really appreciate your comments on that. I
Yes.
can see, based on your experience, and I could ask this question, you know, why are you running for governor? I think I know, based on your experience and all you've done, but I'd like to hear from you.
We have many challenges facing us here in Pennsylvania and as a country. And I see them very clearly as Auditor General. Pennsylvania state government needs to do a better job running state government, providing the services that we're required to provide, but also creating a vision for Pennsylvania, primarily related to job creation and job retention. There's no more important issue today than someone having a job, and hopefully a quality job. We've done some good things in state government in recent years in terms of putting a focus on helping companies, retaining companies. We need to do a better job going forward. I have worked in terms of job retention and job creation extensively through my entire political career. It has been my top priority. As Auditor General, we have made sure that certain programs work and work well within state government. The Opportunity Grant Program, monies that are given to companies for job retention and job creation. We audited that program several years ago. We found that monies were not being properly spent. Companies had gone out of business that had received hundreds of thousands of dollars. I want to correct those problems, and I want to take it a step farther. I want to light a fire literally under our economy in Pennsylvania. I want to make sure that our infrastructure is top-notch for our country. I want to make sure, in other words, that our rail systems, our highway systems, our movement of commodities is as good as it can be. I want to make sure that we become an energy leader in Pennsylvania. We have a magnificent opportunity for us to do that with this new Marcellus natural gas shale, to create jobs and also be sensitive to the environmental issues associated with it. But we have to keep our companies. Therefore, we have to make sure that they can buy natural gas, they can buy electricity at competitive prices, and also our residents, our citizens. I want to capitalize on higher education in Pennsylvania. We have a great resource of higher education, but it's not affordable to our young people. We are one of the highest cost states in the country for higher education. I would like to see a Hope Scholarship program.
Excellent.
All of this to first and foremost help our people, but secondly, and as importantly, help our economy, grow our economy by having smart, intelligent graduates that can bring innovative ideas into the workforce, making sure that our companies have qualified, competent people to work for them. By doing all those things, we can make Pennsylvania more competitive and create greater economic opportunity.